Last week was a crazy game against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round of the playoffs, and somehow, someway, despite giving up a lead super late in dramatic fashion, we walked out of there with a W. But this week we face the Houston Texans, who have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL. And consider we just played the Jags, who are like a top 3 defense. Now we play the Texans, who are a top 3 defense, and they have Deshaun Watson, who is a budding star for the Texans. As for the NFC side of the playoffs, it is the Saints versus the Packers. So Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, I kind of wish we could watch that game because I have to know it's going to be incredible. Today is our biggest focus, and it's a snow game at home. Imagine thinking last season how bad we were, that this year we would be hosting the AFC Championship. I can't believe it. I'm hyped. The Texans are going to be tough. Look, JJ Watt on one side, Jadeveon Clowney on the other. That defense is going to be tough. They're going to be sending blitzes all night long. But look, I'm hoping the snow can slow them down a little bit. We got some big offensive linemen who aren't exactly great. But if they can just give Sam Darnold a little bit of time, let Bryce Love get out in the open field, and let our wide receivers go to work, we got a chance today to walk out of here and go to the Super Bowl and take care of business there. But don't get ahead of ourselves. This game is the only one that matters right now. Let's get it. And we're going to see what we can do here on defense, but I'm a little nervous because, as you can tell, the Texans are wearing all white, which with the snow game makes it really tough to figure out where they're going to be. But look at Will Fuller out here already getting a big gain. 23 yards. That was great recognition there by Deshaun Watson. We sent in a hot blitz on the first play of the game, just seeing what he's going to do, see if he's warmed up yet, and he made his pay. Now he comes here with a quick little check down to his tight end, and Griffin's going to get another first down for Houston. So our defense hasn't looked very good so far. Deshaun Watson lining up in the I formation this time. Looks like Blue may be in the backfield. We're going to send a blitz coming through. This ball's going deep. We have no one on DeAndre Hopkins. He's down to the 13, and we are in trouble. If you're Coach Vini, you're nervous. This season, so far, has went really well, and this moment at the exact time is not exactly going very well. Now we're trying to get a blitz in. It's like a run to Miller. Lamar Miller's going to try to run, but he gets basically nowhere. I mean, thank God we finally got a play that, you know, held the Texans to not going anywhere. So one guy in the backfield this time. Quick little check down, and they're not on the same page as first and completion. Big third down. And look, Coach Vini's like, okay, our guys kind of settled in. We played like trash the first 4 or 5 plays of that drive, maybe the entire play. 3rd and 10 now for Deshaun Watson in Houston. Williamson's going to patrol the middle a little bit. Watson's rolling around. Watson's going to run it. Watson is going to get dropped in the backfield by Noah Spence. And a lot of people talk about, you know, Noah Spence and how he's not as good as Leonard before, but he's actually doing pretty well. Dude had a lot more sacks this season than what Leonard had for us, so I'm pretty happy. Now, Houston does get a field goal right down the middle on 4th and 14, and they take an early 3-0 lead. So the Jets finally have the ball against this defense, so we're going to see what we can actually do. And we're going to start off by letting Bryce Love go to work, and Bryce Love finding a hole and gets about 9 on his first carry. I'm going to be completely honest. If Bryce Love is running even half that good today, we're going to walk out of here with a W, because that man just looked incredible on his first touch. Now a halfback pitch out here. Bryce Love again's got some room. He's got one guy in front, hits him with the juke. Bryce Love is out in the open field. He's running. He's got 2 guys chasing him. One guy's going to be close. Can Bryce Love get into the end zone? Bryce Love is going to get dropped at the 3. He runs out of gas, but what a run by the young fella. What a monster play there. Bryce Love in the open field is a nightmare for any team, and the dude was so gassed. He said, Coach, take me out for a play. Let Sam Darnold try and throw one here. So Darnold's going to drop. Darnold feels a little bit of pressure. Darnold's rolling. Darnold's scrambling. Darnold goes in. Darnold gets hit hard. He appears to get up, and he got a touchdown. Call me crazy, but I don't think anybody had Sam Darnold getting a rushing touchdown to start the game off. Now, after that big drive that we had, Houston's trying to, you know, answer back a little bit. So we have a 7-3 lead. Deshaun Watson again in the middle. He's going to go out to the corner over here to DeAndre Hopkins, who hauls it in for 5. Deshaun Watson all in the backfield by himself. He got, looks like Lamar Miller in the slot on this play. We'll see what he does. Miller runs a little drag underneath, and he gets hit hard, and he drops it. That was a huge hit there by Tremaine Johnson, and I could not be happier to have that guy back and healthy this year. So here we go, a big 3rd down and 5. Watson makes a quick little check at the line of scrimmage. We're watching. He's throwing deep over here. We're going to try to hit him hard, and Lamar Miller drops it. Oh, excuse me. That's actually Braxton Miller on the drop. What a drive there for both teams. I mean, we come down, we get a touchdown by Sam Darnold after a monster Bryce Love run. And then on defense, we had a huge play there, knocking the ball away from Braxton Miller right at the end as he was about to get that first down. Now a quick throw here by Sam Darnold goes to Terrell Pryor, who gets the first down. Actually, excuse me, the referees say that he actually did not get it. I mean, Sam Darnold's like, look, I got hit that hard. You can't give us the benefit of the doubt at home in the playoffs. Come on, refs. Now JJ Watt up the middle, stuffed us pretty hard. So it's 3rd down and inches. They're kind of crowding the line of scrimmage. We got a feeling they're going to be blitzing here. So we're going to drop a guy. We're going to float one over here. And who else but Terrell Pryor's out here running. He's trying to get some moves through. And Terrell Pryor picks up the first down. Great play calling. Coach Beanie knows we got to be smart about how we call plays. Houston, this is a great defense, as we mentioned before. We faced a really good defense last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we got no rest this week, as they're going to stuff Bryce Love up the middle. So we got 2nd and 12 here after the first time that Bryce Love didn't really get anything going. We're going to throw a hook route, and oh man, the corner route, Robbie Anderson fell down. A big 3rd down and 12 here. Everything we've done so far on offense has been good, except for this drive. We've definitely struggled, and it feels like Houston's kind of settling in a little bit. Now we're going to put a new one here in a streak. We got Robbie Anderson on the other side, also on a streak. See what kind of coverage here. Sam Darnold's rolling around. He's got a guy deep. He throws it. We've got Terrell Pryor, but unfortunately he's going to be out of bounds, and that ends the first quarter. So we had a great punt. We stopped him inside the 10, and now Houston has a long way to go. 92 yards to be exact to get where they want to be. And Deshaun Watson scrambling around, and oh, he gets sacked. So close to being a safety on that play. I mean, shout out to Noah Spence. Again, this guy is disrupting and making all kinds of plays on defense for us, especially here in the playoffs. So Watson under center, got one guy in the backfield. We're going to try to get through. We got him plugged up there. We're going to hit him, and we get a safety. Big play by the defense. Jamal Adams comes up, and just like that, we're in control of the game. So our defense was absolutely huge there, and shout out to the punter. Getting them down inside the 10 made him a little uncomfortable, and we benefited from that. Now Darnold's out here throwing the ball like a crazy man, and he finds N'Keal Harry down at the 45. Coach Vinny's like, yo, Sam, you're just going to roll to your left, throw it with your right hand, kind of turn sideways, and somehow throw a dot to Harry. Okay, we see you, Sam Darnold, becoming a young legend already. Now, the next run here by Love is, again, not very successful. It feels like so far that Houston's saying, look, you've ran on us so far, so we're going to make sure we plug that up. We're going to force Sam Darnold to beat us right now. And so far, Sam Darnold has been playing pretty well. And he's throwing a dot here to Terrell Pryor, who just loses it at the last second. A big 3rd down and 11. We've had good conversions here before, but can the Jets and Sam Darnold do it yet again? So Dorsett's the guy in the slot. Little play action fake here. They have a lot of people back on defense. We see Dorsett rolling. We got a guy going deep here. This is going to be thrown. Looks like Robbie Anderson, but it's underthrown by about 20 yards. Picked off by Ron Parker. Ron Parker falls down, and Houston has the ball. I mean, ultimately, that throw was a punt. Just, we didn't want to see Sam Darnold throw a really bad interception like that. Now going to the middle. Nice play action fake. They're going across here. Again, DeAndre Hopkins holds onto it, and we bring him down with Malden. Deshaun Watson has definitely had a good game so far. Now, let's see if he can keep it up here again. In the snow, maybe the cold weather will get to him, because the dude's not wearing any sleeves. You got to imagine he's definitely going to be cold out there. Now, screaming off the edge, Tremaine Johnson gets in on the sack party. Great blitz there, and I love seeing Tremaine Johnson get in there on the defense. So, 2nd and 19, Deshaun Watson, all the time in the world. No real pressure, thrown out to the edge, and Braxton Miller hauls that one in and doesn't drop it. 3rd and 10. Second quarter's got about 4 minutes left. We need to stop them here, and then on offense, go ahead and put in some work getting some points. Even a field goal will be good on offense. So Watson out to the edge again, finds Lamar Miller, but Miller doesn't see where he is and goes out of bounds. So Houston's going to be forced to punt this one again. We got a 6-point lead. So it goes out to about the, looks like maybe the 12. Cannon took a second to go anywhere, and they're going to drop him about the 25. Our defense has definitely been a little bit spotty, but I feel like after those first couple plays, they've kind of honed it in a little bit. So can the offense get things going? That's the big question here. And this one's going to be batted up. Robbie Anderson almost has it, but Clowney with the great play on D. 2nd and 10, single high safety. Looks like one guy's coming up to maybe blitz here. Coming off the edge, we got Bryce Love. Bryce Love trying to run away from Jadeveon Clowney. He does actually shed the tackle. Go ahead, Bryce Love. Do your thing, young fella. And he's dropped at the 37. I mean, Bryce Love's not exactly a big dude, but the little fella's been hitting the weight room. So I'm happy to see him out there shedding a block from a guy like Jadeveon Clowney. That's absolutely crazy. Darnold back here in this play action fake game. Rolling out all the time. Got a guy rolling through. It's like Walford across. Walford's going to catch this one, keeps his feet in bounds. Mistimes the truck, but he's down to 36. That was a big game. He picked up 27 there. Clive Walford got involved. Haven't really seen him too much this year because Terrell Pryor's been our main tight end, but it's good to see Walford in there doing more than just blocking. Now, a run up the middle from Bryce Love finally goes positive, but still really nowhere. At this point, we're in field goal range. It's 2nd and 9. Nothing too crazy here. Just make sure we maintain possession of the ball. And unfortunately, we're going to get sacked by the big fella up the middle. Are we still in field goal territory? I mean, kind of, but it's 57 yards in the snow. So we need to get our guy a little bit of yardage here if we want to make this somewhat manageable. So Darnold again keeps that in mind. Rolls around. Got a guy deep, but Darnold says, don't mind me. I'm going to run, get a couple of yards. Gets about 8 or so. Should be enough to maybe get a field goal. So the field goal now is about 49 yards or so. We're going to see if our kicker can actually make this one. He's got a pretty good leg. Can Zerline bang it in. It's going to bend back a little bit to the middle, and that one is down. We got it. It's a 9-point lead with 1:28 left. About 1:30 left for Houston. Deshaun Watson knows that he and DeAndre Hopkins need some big plays on this drive if they're going to come down here with the dub. And oh, what a big catch there. Looks like Dante Moncrief on the catch. That was a big snag, and again, clock is going to tick. They're not going to use their timeouts here. Deshaun Watson to play action fake. We're trying to watch Moncrief deep. This one's going deep. Emerson almost has that one. Bobbles it at the last second. We're trying to mix our play calling up a little bit. I feel like maybe we should be blitzing here, but unfortunately, I think we're getting a penalty.
Tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things.
And we got bailed out there. After that false start penalty, it's 2nd and 15 for Houston, which again makes us feel a little bit better about how we're playing on defense right now on this drive. Across the middle, he throws it off the back of his own guy. Still almost grabs it though. 3rd and 15, 1:05 left. Coach V knows, look, if we can keep Houston scoreless in the first half, that is a huge accomplishment. So we're going to drop Williamson back a little bit. They actually go to a run. Oh, Foreman, we did not expect that. Foreman goes down here at the 44. We're going to call a timeout with 1 minute left, and I don't think they're kicking a field goal from here. So here in the AFC Championship, we've got the lead. I'm feeling pretty good, but still, thanks to our defense, we're doing well. Our offense, though, needs to pick up the pace, especially the running game, because it's died out pretty quickly. So we have a big drive ahead of us right now. We've held Houston to basically not many yards and at least kept them out of the red zone. But can we get the offense going here in the second half and make them pay? Not if J.J. Watt's on us like he is, and that was nearly a picked off pass by Darnold. And I'll give Houston props. Darnold has thrown for some yards, but he hasn't really been overly consistent. The running game's really what's helped us out. Now look at this. Bryce Love lining up at quarterback. Sam Darnold out there and wide receiver. Bryce Love apparently forgot how to run, or excuse me, Thomas Rawls couldn't really get started. And oh, that was Bryce Love, excuse me. So after an unsuccessful run there, it's 3rd down and 10. And Darnold, we just need you to find somebody open. Actually, receivers, it'd be better if they just got open. And speaking of getting open, Philip Dorsett with the juke after the catch and gets a big gain. Oddly enough, that's only Darnold's 6th completion of the game, and he has about 120 passing yards, which is pretty solid for only throwing 6 completions. So going here with the run up the middle. Bryce Love with the move, but there's somebody waiting for him at every spot, it feels like. 2nd and 9 here, going back to the passing game. Got a guy underneath here. Oh, nearly went to the house on that play. Darnold didn't even see him. You got to imagine that maybe part of Darnold's issue right now is that the Texans are wearing all white in the snow, which makes it a little difficult to actually see where they are and what they're doing. So we go back to the play action fake, see if they buy it. Clowney is there in the backfield, and that's a nice coverage sack by the Texans. So here in the 3rd quarter, the Texans offense is saying, look, if our defense goes out and makes some plays like that, we got to imagine that the offense can do something. A little bit of holding looks like on that play. The ball goes across middle to Dante Moncrief. I think his 2nd catch of the game, but there is a flag on the play, and I'm hoping that it helps us out just a little bit.
Downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out that's going to...
And we got exactly what we wanted. Shout out to that guy with the crazy last name, because he bailed us out. So following that hold, they got a little bit of a depth to go through. So 1st and 20. Trying to get a blitz going. Got the middle clogged up. They're going out to the edge. Look at the screen pass. The screen pass is actually going to work. Hopkins is out here running like a madman. And I thought we had it picked off, but instead he goes down to the 47. I got to give him props. That was a risky play call, and it obviously paid off for him a little bit. So Williamson again, stalking the middle, watching for the run. Watson goes out here to Croft. Croft can't even hold on to it, and it goes out of bounds. I mean, if you go back and look at that play, the ball almost landed in Coach Vini's hands. I mean, Coach Vini, he's play wide receiver. He's not too bad. Ball goes to the middle here to Miller, and Miller is killed by Johnson. This is a big one here. 3rd down 11. Can the Jets defense keep up this stellar play? They win this game, they're going to the Super Bowl. So 3rd and 11 here. Watson getting his shotgun. Try to get some pressure. We got some pressure off the edge. We're going to try to get to Miller, and again, Miller goes nowhere. We stuffed him in the backfield. So we're going to try to stop him here in the punt. This ball is going to be kicked out deep into our territory, and that one's going to be out of bounds. So after a massive punt by Houston, we have the ball on our own 5, which makes me nervous because Houston's been in the backfield pretty much all game long. Little halfback toss here. Bryce Love trying to make something work. Well, he jukes into a defender, but he picks up 4, finally. It's been kind of crazy. We've had the lead for what feels like forever, but we just haven't done anything since we put 12 points on the board. So, Darnold again. Here and ready to go. See him scrambling out a little bit. He's got a guy rolling. He's trying to find him here. Terrell Pryor's going to hold that one in. Terrell Pryor's trying to make some moves, and he's down after the tackle by Ron Parker. It's been pretty fun to watch Sam Darnold progress this season. One thing that we kind of put a lot of stock into this year and try to upgrade him on was his scrambling ability, extending the play, making things work, kind of molding him in the vein of, like, you know, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Newton, guys like that. And I'm not saying that Darnold is anywhere close to a Cam Newton or Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's not even close, but you're starting to see little flashes here and there. If you could just, you know, put it together in an entire game, I'd be really happy. So it's 3rd down and short. We're gonna have to go for a pass play here, maybe sell them on a little bit of a play action fake, because as you can tell, they got everybody and their mama in the box right now. So here's the play action fake. Darnold's gonna lop one up, and had a couple guys there, just couldn't get the arm strength over as he got lit up on that play. So wait a minute, Coach Beanie said, y'all crazy? 4th and 2 in our own territory. Who do you think I am? You think I'm not gonna go for this? So he calls a pass play here. Got Terrell Pryor going down the streak. Darnold's letting the play clock go down. Will he actually go for it? He does. Sam Darnold's running to the right-hand side. Sam Darnold's got all the room in the world, and Darnold points at the defender as he goes out of bounds for the 1st down. Sam, I like your moxie. I like what you're doing, but if one of these guys hits you with a cheap shot, can't really be held responsible on that. So Houston again clogging the line. Got a guy going through, and Bryce Love is going to carry multiple defenders for about 4 more yards. You can tell our offense is definitely slowed down a little bit, but we're trying to protect this lead right now. So 2nd down, 6 yards to go. Darnold again. He's going to wing it just a little bit too far. 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Bryce Love in the backfield. Get the ball in one of your best players' hands and let him go to work. But unfortunately, the offensive line didn't block too well on that screen. So Zerline's up here again for a 52-yard field goal. Can he get this one in after a 49-yarder earlier? Everything looks good so far. He's got it up. Got to have the distance. It barely has the distance. It's in to make it 15-3. 3rd quarter has about 3 seconds left. Deshaun Watson looking to make a play here. Getting the blitz. Oh, we almost had him on the high blitz. This was thrown in. Look at this. Tremaine Johnson been making plays all game long. Picks off Deshaun Watson, the first turnover of the game for the Texans. And Coach Beanie says, yup, just how we drew up that coverage on that play. Multiple score lead. We have the ball in our territory. We are 1 quarter away from going to the Super Bowl. We just got to play smart here. And we'll be having a chance to play for the Lombardi Trophy. And look at Bryce Love fighting. Just can't really get any yards there. A lot of people in the box here on 2nd and 9. Darnold feels the pressure, had a guy if he could have lofted it deep, but Ron Parker gets a sack. That's been one of the hardest parts, I think, of the game so far for Darnold is, again, the white uniforms, the blitzes off the edge. He's had a lot of trouble just picking that up, but 3rd and 16. Can he get his team back in field goal territory? That's the question right now. Darnold opts to run. Darnold's not that fast. Probably could have just waited and threw it, but instead, we're punting it on 4th and 18. So Houston's back in the field. Again, we got a 12-point lead. We had a massive punt to get him down to the 8-yard line. Feeling pretty good at the moment. Ball goes across the middle, little hot streak there to the tight end, and Croft actually calls that one in. Coach Beanie knows, 5 minutes left and some change. All we got to do is just play some good defense here. A turnover would be huge. We can milk the clock for sure. But Deshaun Watson's only really made 1 mistake so far, passing the ball. But look at Lamar Miller finally getting some positive yards, and he picks up about 6. 2nd and short here. Watson again making a change to the line of scrimmage. We got Croft here for the man up for Lee. Watson through the middle. This ball is thrown on a slant to Hopkins, and Hopkins with another big grab. So far in today's game, DeAndre Hopkins has 6 catches for 120 yards. No touchdowns, obviously, but he's been burning any corner we put on him. And we switched a lot of guys on him. Zone, man, whatever you want, he's basically shut it down. Now Watson's going to throw a quick check down to Miller. Miller's going to make a juke back inside, but it gets lit up by Malden. Part of the problem we've had is Deshaun Watson just had too much time right now, so we haven't really thrown a blitz at him in a while. We're going to mix it up here. Lee again coming off the edge. Kind of trips over his own guy, Miller, out here in the open field. Miller is going to get tackled by Roberts, but now they're in field goal territory. Houston is finding ways to get underneath coverage and eventually exploit us deep. You know, they've had DeAndre Hopkins a couple times over the top, but we just got to find a way to stop him here. So we're moving into cover 2. Watch for the checkdowns. Watson again. Little 3-step drop across the middle. It's time to Hopkins again, who holds it in. Got to make a stop here. First time Houston may have actually been in the red zone all game long, if I remember correctly. So what are they going to call here? Looks like a run. They're going to try to stretch it out to Miller, but Malden saw it the entire time. That was a big play there. Now 2nd and 12. Watson again stays in shotgun. Miller by his side. They actually run it again. This time Miller goes through. What a risky call. I didn't think they'd even do that, but he picks up a first. The 2-minute warnings here. Houston is showing they are not going down without a fight. They score here. It's only a 5-point game. Watson again making checkdowns. We're trying to stuff him up there, and Foreman gets stopped in the backfield for a loss of 4. We got 2nd and goal here. Watson stays in shotgun. Those one deep here. We're trying to get up, and what a play by Bass to knock it away. 3rd down and goal. This is 4 down territory if you ask me for Houston. What are they going to do? Watson again making an adjustment. He's done it pretty much every time now. Thrown out to the outside and tipped and then picked off by Tremaine Johnson. His 2nd one of the game. Talk about a big-time player making a big-time play. Let's go, New York Jets. That was a huge play. It's disappointing for Houston, fantastic for us, but we are not out of it yet. They have 3 timeouts. They could technically still be in this ball game. We're going to start with the run out to the edge. Bryce Love says, excuse me, I got a couple of yards to pick up, and he gets 7. Houston burned their first timeout there again. We get a first down. This game is pretty much a wash and a GG. Darnold again, going to hand it off to Bryce Love. Bryce Love trying to find that first down, and I believe he got it. 3-yard carry there is good for the first. Solid so far against Houston with 1 timeout. Trying to get him here in the halfback toss again. Bryce Love finds some room. Nice move. Stays in bounds. Savvy play for 7 more yards. So Houston now, no timeout, stacking the line of scrimmage. Bryce Love is just gaining yard after yard against them, and he's going to get even more here as he fights for another first down. You can say what you will. The offense was not great. The defense, though, in today's game absolutely killed it. Bryce Love got it started early, and then the defense finished it off later. Recapping the stats today in what was not a beautiful offensive game, but was actually a pretty good defensive game. Deshaun Watson went 18-29, 261 yards, and 2 interceptions, both by Tremaine Johnson, with Darnold going 7 of 18, 161 yards, and 1 interception for him too. On the ground, Bryce Love got it started early, struggled in the middle, and then late was absolutely huge. 18 for 118, no touchdowns, no fumbles, which is good news. And Darnold, even Sam Darnold got in today. 4 runs, 16 attempts, and he got a touchdown. That was the difference today. On the receiving side, DeAndre Hopkins was a monster. 7 catches for 130 yards, but just could not find his way into the end zone. Lamar Miller had a couple, Terrell Pryor had some big gains, but outside of that, not a lot to celebrate in the air. Defensively, Marcus May led us with 5 tackles. Malden had a couple here too, but the guy that was the MVP for us today, Tremaine Johnson, 1 tackle for a loss being a sack, and then he got 2 interceptions that helped seal the deal against a really tough Houston Texans team. An unreal game that mostly showed that our defense is ready to go. The hope is that the Super Bowl, our offense will pick things up, but you have to imagine not playing in the snow will benefit us the most. But I cannot believe that after a season in year 1 that was absolutely horrible, in year number 2, this team is going to the Super Bowl.